idea of having an own initiative report stems from the fact that the social economy sector is extremely significant in European economy. Deals with reduction of goods and services, and obviously it's important for jobs and job creation. Often, in fact, people can't find jobs without using the social economy channels. And hence, it is very significant there. But that being said, unfortunately, the image of social economy is not very well known. We're not very visible. And we don't get the support we believe we deserve from the political people concerned.
It is an opportune time to speak about the economy from the global perspective, but I think it's also a very opportune time to speak about it from the perspective of people, of citizens, because in most countries, certainly my own, and I'm sure yours is similar, to some extent, people are looking to politicians for answers. We now find ourselves in a situation that most people never believed we would come to, and they are looking to some extent for answers. And again, one of the issues we discussed in our Regional Development Committee today was about the red tape that organisations, voluntary organisations, NGOs, etc., encounter when they are trying to access structural funds, social funds, cohesion funds. And it's at the level that many social economy enterprises would perhaps just prefer to leave it and not to apply for the funding.
At the time of the economic crisis which we face now, I think it's very timely to talk about social economy, and indeed it's a very timely now to look into the different variety of enterprises which are possible, and also to promote the different types of entrepreneurship which is possible in order to create jobs and also to create possibilities for people to be employed. So not only the entrepreneurs themselves, but also to create jobs for others. So from that point of view, I think it's very interesting to discuss the social economy as well. But of course, we shouldn't forget the other part of the debate is about more social dimension of the social economy sector. And indeed, the Commission recognizes that social economy has its very unique way of doing business by combining the economic performance and the solidarity between members.
I think social economy enterprises are characterized by a number of objectives and working methods which are different from other sectors, and which enable us to see business from a different point of view, because in fact we can associate general interest and the democratic process, the things which characterize our organization and bodies. Now, it's already been said that there is a great deal of diversity between the actors in the social economy sector. There's health, the social services, banks, insurance, agriculture, education, culture, sports, and so on and so forth. So a broad band of people. Apart from proposals, which we see in the report and indeed welcome, I think we have to ask ourselves why. Why is social economy, which is not new, why is it so invisible? It's not new because it's existed for over 100 years in different ways and means. Why then can we not obtain the visibility and the recognition which I believe we deserve? That being said, I'd just like to take up a number of points which to my mind are significant and which explain perhaps these differences.
What do we want? We want to be recognized through European legal instruments. These European legal instruments should not replace national laws. They should provide for an optional legal tool and complementary to national laws. It should be mainly governed by European law. Explicitly, we do not want the lowest common denominator of national laws which exist for all different types of organizations that are sitting here today. But we want a truly European legal tool which would improve the situation for our organizations operating across borders.
These sporadic studies are all very well in themselves, but for a sector which is important as social economy requires harmonized follow-up figures at European level, so that the information in those sporadic studies can be gathered together. And, of course, that kind of work can only be done by different national statistical offices together with Eurostat. There are many, many places in France, for example, where you see Crédit Mutuel and Crédit Coopérative and Mutuel. I think we are visible, but people don't want to see us, and that's another kettle of fish. The second thing is what Mrs. Reuter said. She said, in fact, that we can't do very much because the concept of social economy exists only in 5 EU countries. But that's false. That's not true. The Economic and Social Committee has shown this. In fact, the members of that committee are made up of members of the social economy. Social economy is made up of services and also helps women to find jobs and provides jobs for women. But I also pointed out something which comes from my own experience. That is that there is vertical segregation. That difference will increase. It's important to have an alternative.
This question of to consider the human factor as one of the factors of the enterprise contributing to the profit is not the way of doing of that social organization too. That for us is important. Also, the social economy is linked with the sustainability of an economic model. This financial crisis, I think that I said, we are not so bad like now. Today, the only good thing, today good things. This conference, the debate, linked, and the inauguration of Obama.
It is important to start by having a common language in the social economy sector. Also, I think one should highlight the original nature of this kind of activity, the characteristics of the enterprises are in fact obviously related to social benefits. And then thirdly, the question of jobs.
First, the main issue, in my opinion, is the question of political, legal and institutional recognition of social economy at European level. First step towards that recognition should be in the adoption of the statutes for a European mutuality, an European foundation and an European association. Second step, there should be an unitarian and transversal approach by the Commission to the social economy sector. The diversity of the size, activities and legal forms of the sector demands such an approach.